Yeah, look, I'm really sorry, Mr. Chairman of Leicester. I'm just not interested in the job. It's a very good opportunity for me, but I'm kind of happy where I am. Okay, cool. Thanks. Bye. Hello? Yeah. Oh, is that Valencia? Oh, was I successful for the Valencia? No, I wasn't. Right, okay. No problem. I'm really sorry. I got a call on the other line. Hello? Oh, Mr. Chairman, of course. How's it going? No, I'm totally not applying for other jobs whilst manager of PSV. You've got absolutely nothing to worry about. It's fine. It's no problem at all. Look, I'm really sorry. I got a call on the other line. Hello? Oh, yes. Nice to hear back from you. I've been successful. That's really good news. I'll start in the morning. Yeah, we can talk finances once. Yeah, cool. Awesome. I'm really looking forward to joining. Thank you. Bye. Right, all that happened very, very quickly. I don't know what I've accepted, what I've rejected. I'm in demand. I'm getting about 4 jobs thrown at me all at once. I think I've accepted one of them. I don't know which one that one is, though. What's going on, guys? My name is Adam. I am a Super Swan. I work at the club for episode 17 of the FM20 Campus to Champions. We are in the pre-season with PSV, and as you've seen in the intro, it's been a very busy window for me. I've been offered about 3 different jobs. I've applied for a load, and we have had a job offer from a team that I am going to accept. So this sadly will be our last episode in charge of PSV, and I will reveal the team who that is. But before we do that, I have been in the transfer window, so I want to show you what I've done up to this point, because, we have still been, like I say, I wasn't thinking of leaving. I did put a few applications in. One did come back very successful, but I've been sort of operating on the fact that I have been PSV manager and planning for next year. So far, it's been quite a busy transfer window, really. So if I show you the ins, first of all, we've got German Storico from Boca Juniors, an Argentinian centre-back. He's a wonder kid, 3-star current ability, 4.5-star potential. We did need more strength and depth at centre-back, and this man's going to develop with the team and hopefully be a top-class player for PSV. Also very cheap as well, only 6 million we spent on him. We did overspend on a left back, Oscar Terenzi from Fulham. I spent 27 mil on him, and I don't think he's worth 27 mil, but he's a solid left back. He's 3-star current ability, 3-star potential. Very similar player to Layson. He's 24 years old, he's got room to improve, he can play wing back naturally. So I think he's going to be one that's going to nail down that left back position, but I think I kind of overpaid for him. But that's not my problem anymore. That's the next manager's problem. So we've signed him for £30 million almost. We'd also signed Kenny Tete from Ajax. He's a 31-year-old. And my director of football put this bid in, and I thought, because Keanu Hoover's had a lot of bids, and I fully expect him to leave PSV in this summer transfer window. We've already turned down transfers from Juventus and West Ham of around 30 mil, so I fully expect him to go. And we've got a replacement lined up in Kenny Tete. He can do a job for a few seasons whilst we find a new right back. 3-star current ability, 3-star potential. He's very similar to Keanu Hoover. Only 11 crossing though, but that should be alright. So we have sorted a replacement should Keanu Hoover leave. And we've also signed Clothing on a permanent deal from AC Milan. £7 million, absolute bargain. 3-star current ability, 3.5-star potential. He can play midfield and centre back. So it's good to see that he'll be back with PSV for the foreseeable future. He's a very good utility player, and we can slot him in either midfield or centre-back. As far as the outs go, 2 major outs. One of them was Reguilon, who we sold for 26.5 mil. He wasn't getting into our side towards the end of our time at PSV, so it was an easy decision to make when Monaco came in with a bid, and 26 mil I think is a very good price for a 23-year-old Reguilon who wasn't starting games for us. His potential had been hit as well, so we did cash in on Reguilon, as we have plenty of midfielders at the club. And then the surprising offer, we had a £43 million bid for Ritsu Doan from Chelsea. So we thought, you know what? He's 29 years old. You have him for 43 million. We can use that to try and strengthen the team. So Ritsu Doan sadly has left PSV. It'll be a shame to see him go, but he was a very good player for us while we were at PSV. So that was the team, and I was happy with my summer transfer business. I was going to maybe go for a striker. I was thinking about selling Boadu. And then, of course, we had the job offers, which I was explaining to you last time out. So, without me revealing who it is just yet, I think we applied for Chelsea, we applied for Napoli, we applied for Leicester, we applied for Lazio. Those are the 4 we applied for. We didn't get an interview at Chelsea, so we were immediately told, nah, you're not having an interview. And then when we looked at, in fact, I'll show you who the new Chelsea boss is. If I go to Chelsea, when I find out who the boss was, I was thinking, how did he get the job above me? You know, he's a 3-star reputation. I'm 3.5-star. How did he get the job over me? I mean, he was in charge of Roma. That might be the reason why. But I was like, you know, I'm better than this guy. He's only got 8 ability and potential. But Stefan Trakov, he is the new manager of Chelsea. I felt a bit gutted. I didn't even get an interview for that job. So we didn't get an interview for Chelsea. So Napoli we did get the interview for. I was never going to go to Napoli, but I wanted to see how far I could go. But they didn't give me the job, so I was kind of happy with that. Leicester, we got offered the job, but I was very hesitant. Last episode, I thought, you know what? I don't feel Leicester's a big enough step up from PSV to warrant going there. And I know they're a Premier League side. I know they are Premier League champions back in the day, but I didn't want to make that jump. I don't know, I just didn't feel it. So I turned it down. So even though I was offered that job. And then we had the Lazio interview. And Lazio are the team that is offering me a job. And I think I am going to go to Lazio. And the reason why is Lazio is a top league. And looking at I was having a quick look at who's won the league. Juventus and AC Milan seem to be the 2 teams. I think we can turn Lazio into a title-winning side. Maybe not first season, but over 2 years, 3 years tops, I think we can turn them into a Champions League, even a league-winning side. So I think that's going to be a really good step up for us to get our reputation up, see how far we can take them. I don't think we're going to win Champions League with Lazio, but this is going to be the final stepping stone before we get a really top club come in. Your likes of your Barcelonas, your Real Madrids, your Bayern Munichs, you know, those type of teams. So I think I'm going to take the Lazio job. So we are going to say goodbye to PSV, and we've done very, very well at PSV. We've won back-to-back leagues. We won all the trophies we possibly could have won in Holland. We won the league twice. We went unbeaten last year. You know, we won the Dutch Cup. We won the Johan Cruyff Schal. We got them to the round of 16 of the Champions League. I think we've done good stuff at PSV, and I've been very lucky at PSV because we inherited a team that were already very, very good. The old manager retired from the game, so it wasn't if he was sacked or got poached by a different team. So we only had to make slight tweaks in Season 1 and we won the league. And then Season 2, we just brought in players like Alison Klaus, players like, you know, Hermoso in goal, who's going to build for the future at PSV. So hopefully we can turn them into a dynasty of Holland football or Dutch football. But I would have stayed another year if we hadn't gone unbeaten. I think I would have stayed one more year just to see if we can do it. But we've kind of done everything we can do at PSV. I think the only thing I could have done more, I guess, would be to get to the quarterfinals of the Champions League. But we can do that with our new club, to be honest with you. So before I add players to the shortlist, because obviously we always add players to our former players shortlist, we are going to accept the Lazio job. So let's start negotiations here. So they're offering me 27 grand a week. We're on 20 grand at the moment, so it is a pay rise. Can I push them to 30 maybe? Round it up to 30? 27. How about 29? 27? 28 maybe? There you are. They'll take 28. So what they want us to play counter-attacking football. I don't really play a counter-attacking football, but okay, yeah, I'll play counter-attacking football if you want me to. Do not sign players over the age of 30, that's fine. 4-year contracts, that's fine. Sign young players, I can do that. And then we're in the Euro Cup 2, so it's the first time we're going to be in the Euro Cup 2, I believe, unless we reach the qualifiers with one of our other clubs. But qualify for Champions League, so they want top 4, and the quarter-final of the Cup. So we're going to finalise the deal. We are on our way to Lazio. And we leave Holland, we leave PSV in a very good place. And we are now in charge of SS Lazio in Italy. In a move that's sure to spark plenty of heated debate, Super Swan has left PSV Eindhoven to join Lazio. Questions will be asked to why Swan made the decision to change jobs, but you feel the pressure to bring immediate success to Olimpico, given his former players and employers and previous standing. So let's have a look. So, I'm reading this, and if you look at the bottom, it says, Swan was subject of considerable criticism at AIK in 2025 following a humiliating Champions League exit at the hands of Dundalk, and will be now hoping for a better experience upon taking up a new position. Are we not going to talk about how I beat PSG, or qualified for the round of 16, or, got Glen Green into the got to the next round of the Champions League? No, not going to talk about any of that. We're just going to talk about that one thing I did at AIK just before I left to go to PSV. Alright, game. Alright, cool. So we'll have a look around at Lazio, I should say. So we've got a 68,000 capacity stadium, superb training facilities. They came 7th last year. They came runners-up in the Euro Cup 2 last season. So they are European finalists. And that is the team which I'm sure we will get to know very shortly. That's the big one I'm worried about, counter-attacking football. I'm not really a counter-attacking team, but we'll get over that. We'll get over that. So before we look into the Lazio and their team, we're going to add some players to our former players shortlist. So let's have a look. Who have we got? If we sort it by ability, Alison Klaus, you can go on there. He's been a very good signing since we brought him in. So we'll bring Alison Klaus in there. Buchenhoren, our best striker, he can go on the shortlist. He was a fantastic player for us. Hermoso, I'm going to keep an eye on as well, because he has a bright future, I think, in this game. So I'm going to add him to the former players shortlist. Anybody else I want to add on there off the top of my head? Glen Green's already on there. But is there anybody else I want to add? Let's have a look here. Keanu Hoover I could add. Tempo I could add on there. He came from a youth academy. I think I'll add Hadji on there. Hadji was someone I grew attached to. He was a good player. Very inconsistent, but he was a good player. But anybody else? I think I'm going to add Ritsu Duan as well. I know he's gone to Chelsea, but I'm going to add Ritsu Duan to the former players shortlist as well, as he did really well for us whilst he was at the club. So we've had Alison Klaus, Buchenhoren, Hermoso, Hadji, and Ritsu Duan. I think those are the ones I want to keep an eye on. Nobody else. Maybe Drogelen? Should I add Drogelen as well? Yeah, I can add Van Drogelen as well. I like Van Drogelen. He was our captain. He did well for us. So we'll have a quick look at the former players shortlist. If I can find where it is. There we go. So this is where we have a look at all the players that we've had in charge over the years. So it's been 2 years since we checked this. So we need to see where everybody is now at. So Cameron Archer, he's been released by TNS. He's finally seen sense. And he wasted his career while he was at TNS. He should have stayed at Swansea Uni. He never hit the heights once he left. He thought the grass was greener. But the joke's on him, because he didn't play that much, especially the last 3 seasons. And he's been released by TNS. I hope that he finds a new club. The problem is that if players retire, we won't be able to see them. And I've already noticed one player missing, and that's Mark Helm. He's retired from the game now. So we have to try and remember as we go along what players have and haven't retired. So we've got Ryan Alabusu still at Swansea Uni, playing at right back. He's been there for 8 years now. And he was originally released by Arsenal. He's one of our Premier League trialists that went into the club. Still there at Swansea Uni. Still a first teamer as well. Not very good average rating though, 6.6. But it's nice to see that he's settled in Swansea Uni. We've got Jayden Bennett. He's another player who's done really well. He was a winger. I was surprised. He's another one that's been there for 8 years. 211 appearances 44 goals for Swansea Uni. He's been consistent ever since coming into the club. Another one I thought TNS might have snapped up, but he seems to have done all right. Fairly consistent performer. So we've got Josh Daniels. He's on the transfer list at Ballymena United. We had him at Glentoran. He was one of our best left wingers. He was sold to Larne. Then he went to Ballymena for free transfer. And now he's on the transfer list again. Josh Daniels, mate. What are you doing? You're a class player for us. He just doesn't seem to be hitting the heights when he goes to other clubs. We've got Dean Rooney. He's still at Larne. He was one of our hot prospects while we were at Glentoran. He signed for 33 grand. He's been a first teamer for them ever since. And he is a centre-back. Northern Irish, 8 under-21 caps. Hasn't played for the national team, so we can't be that good. But Dean Rooney was one. He was good for us while we were at Glentoran. Bill Lewis, the 7'5" monster Bill Lewis. He's still at Glentoran, and he's made a career for himself in Northern Ireland. He was with us at Swansea Uni. We brought him with us to Glentoran, and he's been a first team player ever since. He's been a rock at the back, and he's carved himself a career in Northern Ireland. We've got Levi Lang, a guy we had at Swansea Uni, still at Cambridge United, and he's been there since he left us on a free transfer. We had him for half a season before he left, and he's been a League 2 player ever since, although Cambridge are now in League 1 next season. So it'll be interesting to see when we do our next update whether or not he stays at League 1 or if he's going to go down the leagues. We got Shawn Banks, a midfielder we signed at Glentoran. He's still at the club, 23 years old now. And look at those average ratings, 7.02, 7.1, 7.25. He's been a machine for Glentoran. I'm surprised that Larne haven't picked him up, because they normally pick up all the good players for themselves. And Shawn Banks doing really, really well there. Leighton Stewart, a striker, still at Notts County. He's been knowing about League 2, League 1 level. Still banging in goals in League 1. So it's nice to know that we had him, again, I think we had him like 6 months. Scored 13 goals. Got snapped up by Notts County. So Leighton Stewart still banging the goals in League 1. And now we start getting to our AIK players. William Tennell, wanted by Spartak Moscow. A striker we signed whilst we were in charge. How's he been getting on? Let's have a look here. So we had him here. Ooh, not very good. Not very good at all. 6 goals, only 1 goal so far this season. William Tennell, what's happened to you? You used to be a really good goal scorer, but you've certainly dropped off the pace. Not as good as he was while we were in charge. We've got Eric Alstrand still at AIK. How's he getting on? Well, fairly good. 6.8, 6.7. Very average. Still at AIK. I think he was our captain while we were there. Froling, he's injured at the moment. Out for the sports hernia. An AIK legend. Played 100 games now for AIK. 22 goals. Still at the club. Didn't score a single goal last year, though. That's quite worrying, because he got quite a lot of goals while we were there. Well, I say quite a lot. Only 3 goals and 6 goals, but still, 0 goals. Froling's also dropped off the pace, so I wonder what's going on over at AIK. Mabrachna, he's still at Bordeaux. We kind of know what's going on with him, as we had him last season, so we kind of know what's going on there. Glen Green at PSV, our player of the save. How much would it be to bring him into the club? 10 mil? I might sign him, He's 7th choice at Lazio, but I'd sign him. I'm going to bring him with me everywhere I go. So, Nathaniel Ario. So, this was the wonder kid we bought whilst at AIK. He went to Chelsea for, 10.25 mil. He played in Eredivise last year. How did I not see him? He was in the same league as us last year. We didn't even know. But he's at Chelsea still. In the under 23s, listed for loan. So, we might try and bring him on loan if we can. But he's probably the player with the most potential we've ever had playing under us. And I think that's pretty much it. Now we've got all of our PSV players in there now. So that is the update on our former players, which we always have a look at when we leave a club. So if we do leave Lazio, we'll take a look at these guys again. see what they're all looking like. But we've got a wide range of players from your Marley Bishop Wisdom, who's still at Swansea Uni, right up to your Buchenhorens, your Ritsu Duans. So we've coached a wide range of players during our time in this save. But we'll have a quick look at Lazio now before we end the episode. So if we look at the squad, let's have a look at our top players and see what they look like. So our top players, we've got a player with 51 mil, Alessandro Guren, 21 years old. Oh, look at him. Look at him. Oh, well, we've definitely stepped up. I think we can safely say we've stepped up in class from PSV. 51 mil, star player, 21 years old, advanced playmaker or attacking midfield, which is very good because we get an attacking midfielder in our gegenpress system. 4-star current ability, 5-star potential. We have a player on our hands here with Alessandro Guren. Did he come from our academy? No, we bought him from Cremonese, but he's been with us since 6-7 years. What a beast of a player. We'll have to build the team around this guy, an attacking midfielder. We've got Dan Axel Zagadou. What's he? He's a centre-back, 4-star current ability, 4-star potential, 28 years old, a ball-playing defender in his prime. So it's good to know we've got a solid centre-back at the club. How did he get on last year? 7.03 average rating. Started off at PSG, went to Dortmund, and now we've got him at Lazio. We've got Massimo Pelli. He is a left-hand side. He's a winger, though. He's not an inside forward. And he's a left footer as well, so that's a bit of an issue because we need him to be on his opposite foot. But we'll see what we can do around him. In fact, I could train him to be a right-hand sider, but he's still Pelli. My first role in this club, you're going to learn how to play attacking midfielder right. You're going to be an inside forward, so it's fine. You get it, even though you run with the ball down the right. It'll be fine. It'll be absolutely fine. You'll learn how to play our style. So he's another one. We'll have a look at 2 more. We've got Requena. He's a defensive midfielder or midfielder. Deep line playmaker. That's good. 3.5-star current ability. 4-star potential. 32.5 mil he's worth. And look at these greens here. Passing, technique, composure, decisions. He's another good place. We've got a lot of good players here at Lazio. We have definitely stepped up, I would say, from PSV. So I think where they projected to be. So if we look at the Serie A, where they predicted 5th place. So they want us to get Champions League. So we've got to get into the top 4 if we're going to satisfy the board. So I think we need to start getting this squad into shape. Because if I look at the squad, I've noticed already we've got quite a good number of youngsters, to be fair. We've got quite a young squad, which is good news. But if we sort it from the oldest, we've got Henriks, who's 30, Michaela, 29, Pellegrini, 28. And if I look at our high earners, how old are our high earners? 30, 28, 27. So it's not too bad, actually. It's not quite an aging squad. We've got quite a lot of youngsters in this squad. So we've got something to work with here. And if we look at the schedule, what are their games looking like? So we've got... so we are in the Euro Cup 2. We've seen that before. So they're the best place qualifying round. So I think our first 2 games are going to be the best qualifying round. We should have enough about us to get past them. And plus it'll give us a good sort of introduction to Lazio and our players and see what we've got to work with. We've also got £67 million to spend, so I've got a bit of a war chest to play with, and we'll see how we get on once we get there. So it is a sad farewell to PSV. We did do very well whilst we were in Holland. We've done everything we could, but now we move on to Club 5 next episode, as we will be taking over Lazio in Serie A. But leave a like if you enjoyed, guys. Subscribe to the channel for more Football Manager 2020 content. We will be uploading Campus to Champions every Monday, Wednesday and Friday, 6 PM GMT. And tune in next time as we start Club 5 Episode 1 with Lazio in Serie A in Italy. Thank you very much for watching.